22 minutes before 7. A very good morning to you on this Wednesday morning. Let's talk stem cells now. Advances in stem cell science to enhance, direct and regenerate existing adult stem cells in the human body is one of the most exciting new areas in the field of stem cell research. Adult stem cells are found in our bone marrow and make up the building blocks and natural healing system of the body. Scientists are working at ways of amplifying and directing their natural healing ability and move away from expensive and invasive processes. Christian Drapeau specializes in this field. He has also done the research into the marine origin active ingredient, which he says enhances the release of adult stem cells into the bloodstream and supports the body's natural capacity to heal itself. We've got Christian with us in the studio. It's good to have you. Welcome to South Africa and welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Let's start at the beginning, because I think stem cells is something, perhaps we're using the term flippantly and people don't really know exactly what a stem cell is. What is it?
The best way probably to answer what a stem cell is to first talk about what it's not. Every single cell of the body, like a cell of the skin, a cell of the pancreas, for example, making insulin, will only do one thing, making insulin, and will never become another type of cells and will not multiply. Stem cells are cells that are nothing, with the ability of becoming any kind of cell types in the body, and they will multiply during the entire life of an individual. So that's what a stem cell is. It's a stem cell that can become anything during the life of an individual.
All right, so we're talking about the advancement in research and the use of stem cells. What can you actually use your stem cells for?
You know, probably one of the greatest discoveries of our time is the discovery that stem cells from our bone marrow can literally become cells of any tissue. Traditional science tells us that stem cells from the bone marrow, if anybody went to, had a biology class, what we're being taught is that stem cells can become blood cells.
Yeah.
They're the source of our blood cells. Well, what has been discovered over the past few years is that stem cells from the bone marrow can actually leave the bone marrow, migrate in the heart, become heart cells, migrate in the liver, become liver cells, in the pancreas, become pancreatic cells, and they can become like this cells of virtually any tissue of the body.
Is this being used now?
It is being used now, absolutely. It's possible to extract adult stem cells from any sources. It can be from umbilical cord, from your own blood, from lipid tissue in the body. And then these cells can then be re-injected in the tissue or in the bloodstream, and then they will migrate like this in different tissues. Yeah. Or we can support the release of your own stem cells.
I mean, I was chatting to Rio. We were saying, I remember doing one of these antenatal classes, and they were advising us that to actually keep a portion of the stem cell, something that was normally seen as medical waste, throw it away, forget about it, or some people actually keep it for other reasons. I don't know what it is, but to actually store it and use the stem cells in there, seems to be a new thing. But tell me more about that. Is that the way to go?
Well, it is a new development. I mean, it has been developed a few years ago. Now it's possible to collect these stem cells, freeze them, and then use them in the future if the individual or anybody related to this individual has any sort of health problems. What is making this approach, I wouldn't say obsolete, but somewhat an approach of the past, although it is very recent, is recent discoveries showing that your own adult stem cells can just do the same thing. So we can support the release of your own stem cells, and you will release many, many more than what you can collect from one umbilical cord. So in this way, there are new ways of using stem cells that are actually even more powerful.
I know that it's an expensive option, storing the umbilical cord in it. I don't know if there's storage facilities in South Africa. This particular one, I think you stored it outside in Geneva or something, and then if you need it, you've obviously got to bring it back here, and it's available for 21 years. It's quite interesting, but I mean, the fact that you're saying that we now can actually get it within ourselves you've developed something that can actually stimulate the stem cell growth.
That's correct. What we have done is that I started working with an aquatic botanical, a plant, a marine plant, many years ago. And people consuming this plant were reporting many kinds of health benefits. Benefits on the skin, liver function, pancreatic function, brain function, vision, various aspects of human health. Now, for a scientist, how can we explain that one single product can bring so many different health benefits? It's a mystery until the discovery that stem cells from the bone marrow can become many different types of cells.
Yeah.
So if they can become many types of cells, that means that a product that would support the release of stem cells from the bone marrow, as the stem cells migrate in different organs, people would report various benefits. So for the first time, we had a possible explanation. So we went in the lab, and that's what we discovered, that this plant actually supports the release of stem cells from the bone marrow. If we consume 1 gram of a concentrate made from this plant, we will increase the number of circulating stem cells in the blood by about 3 to 4 million. And it compares to when we talk about, for example, umbilical cord stem cells, we can extract about 500,000 stem cells from an umbilical cord. And here with 1 gram of this plant, we can trigger the release of 3 to 4 million new stem cells in your bloodstream for a fraction of the cost of what we get with umbilical cord. So it does not invalidate the use of umbilical cord stem cells. It simply brings an entirely new paradigm. That's correct.
What do you do, though? I mean, is it something that you should be taking? Is it a tablet or something that you take all the time, or do you take it only when you need to release all of these stem cells?
There are different approach with it. I guess the key approach that we want to really bring forth and educate people with is that stem cells constitute your natural renewal system. Every day of our life you lose cells, liver cells, pancreatic cells, and you need to replace them. They're replaced by your stem cells. So if you put more stem cells in your bloodstream every day, you essentially support the natural renewal system of your body. So you essentially repair in a better way your organs and tissues every day of your life.
Yeah. What about the legalities around this? I mean, are there concerns? I think there have been concerns in the US about stem cell research.
Embryonic stem cells, not adult stem cells.
Really?
So with adult stem cells, there's really no issue, and even less if we use your own. So at this point in time, there's no problem with this.
Now, I know you're visiting South Africa for a reason. You're having a seminar, I think it's this coming weekend. I mean, these are the issues you're going to be discussing, but this is only in the Johannesburg area. I think it's happening this Saturday at Melrose Arch, for those of you who can get down there. But for other people that want more information, is this a book that you've written? Is it available?
That's correct. It's a summary of a bigger book that should be out in about a month that really describes the whole phenomenon scientifically. This one is a summarized version, to put it in simple terms for the general population, and it's now available at Amazon.com.
Okay, Amazon.com, you can get it over there. Also, here is a website address, www.stemcellonline.net. So if you want to find out more about your work and what you do and the products, are they available in South Africa?
That's correct.
What is this product?
The product is called Stem Enhance.
Yeah?
And it's a concentrate from that plant, and essentially people take it every day to support stem cell physiology.
Okay. Now, also, just if you are in the Joburg area, this seminar is going to be held at the venue in Melrose Arch. The number to call is Lisa, 072 377 6211. That's 072 377 6211. You can either SMS or call Lisa to try and organize some tickets. It's been good having you on the show. Thank you very much for joining us here on Morning Live. Let's take a break. We'll be with you after this. Stay tuned. Does she?